Hi again everyone, welcome aboard Jom Naik Bus. Today I'll be doing something different, something that some might call crazy, which I may agree. I'll be travelling to Malacca and back again to Singapore on the same day and on the same coach. Join me as we ride aboard luxury coach service. I'm now at CompassOne shopping mall in Sengkang. It's about 5:30 am, quite chilly and oddly it seemed quiet. The boarding point for today's trip is located at the pickup point along Sengkang Eastway near taxi stand G16. This is also the boarding point for Transstar's services to Genting Highlands, and on my last visit here, there were a line of Transstar's coaches waiting to pick up passengers. But it's practically quiet this morning. The trip will depart at 6 am, so there's a bit of time left before the coach arrives. Today, I will be travelling with luxury coach service to Malacca. Today's trip will be made on PC9611Y, a unique double-decker coach that is sort of rare to come by these days. More on that later in the video. Time to get on the coach now. We have just entered Tampines Expressway and will be heading straight to Tuas checkpoint. The trip will also make a stop at Choa MRT station, but since there are no passengers from Choa today, the bus will head directly to Tuas checkpoint. If you had not noticed yet, I am seated beside the coach captain on the lower deck and on the seat that had been reserved for the tour guide. He has kindly allowed me to sit here on this short journey, and needless to say, I am thrilled. There were only 5 passengers on today's trip, including myself, and all of us boarded at Sengkang. Since we are skipping Choa we might arrive earlier than scheduled. On a good day with smooth traffic and favourable weather, it should take about 5 hours to reach Malacca, including a 30-minute pit stop at Yongping. But according to the coach captain Mr. Koo, arriving too early may not be a good idea for passengers, as the stipulated check-in times at their hotels are usually from 2 PM onwards. So, to avoid arriving too early, he will usually drive at a more modest speed. It's about 6:40 am now, and we are about to reach Tuas checkpoint for the first immigration clearance at the Singapore border. You may leave your bags and luggage on board, but do remember to bring your valuables along. With no other buses in sight ahead of us, the immigration clearance should be a smooth one. The immigration clearance was a breeze thanks to the automated clearance system implemented by the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority of Singapore. With the new multimodal biometric system, or MMBS, introduced recently, more short-term visitors from 51 countries and regions can take advantage of the automated passport clearance lanes when travelling to Singapore. More information can be found at www.ica.gov.sg. It took only 5 minutes for the passengers to clear the immigration, and the bus promptly arrives at the coach bay to bring us to the Malaysia border. It's almost 7 am here at the Sultan Abu Bakar complex for the second immigration checkpoint in Johor, Malaysia. Passengers must bring down all their bags, luggage and other belongings, and should not leave anything behind in the bus. The process here at Sultan Abu Bakar complex was pretty fast this morning, and it took only about 5 minutes to complete. The Immigration Department of Malaysia have also introduced the use of its automated gates for Singapore passport holders. I have registered for the service numerous times, but after 3 consecutive unsuccessful attempts at the auto gates, I have since given up. It's 6 minutes past 7 am. I'm back in the bus and at my seat on the upper deck. Miss Vina, the tour guide for today's trip, had just joined us and will be with us throughout the journey. Being a Singapore-registered excursion bus, it is mandatory by law for a licensed tour guide to be attached to the bus for as long as the bus is in Malaysia. The bus will be making a stop at Ming Ang restaurant in Yong Peng for about 30 minutes. It should take about an hour or so from here to reach the restaurant. I'm travelling on luxury coach service to Malacca. This company have been operating scheduled cross-border services between Singapore and Malaysia for more than 2 decades now. Other than scheduled services to Malacca and Kuala Lumpur, the company also operates outbound charters to other parts of Malaysia. Earlier in April 2023, Leisure Frontier Group announced their merger with Luxury Coach Service. Luxury Coach Service designated pickup point in Singapore have always been at Concord Hotel in Orchard Road, or more fondly known as Le Meridian, prior to 2009. Beginning June this year, Luxury Coach Service introduced a new service to Malacca with new pickup points in the heartlands, namely at Sengkang and Choa. With this new service, residents in Sengkang and Choa now have a direct link to Malacca. The service departs CompassOne-Sengkang at 6 AM before picking up passengers at Choa some 45 minutes later. In Malacca, passengers can choose to disembark at 3 different locations: DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, Hatten Hotel and Casa del Rio Hotel. One-way tickets for both adults and children start from 30 Singapore dollars and can be booked via bus online ticket, EasyBook or RedBus ticketing platforms. The original service departing Concord Hotel is still in operation and departs at 7:30 AM instead. Both services are operated daily. It's about 8:20 AM now and we should be arriving at Ming Ang restaurant for a short break. After 30 minutes, I am now back in the bus. Shortly before boarding, the tour guide Miss Vina suggested that passengers who are heading to DoubleTree Hotel to disembark at Hatten Hotel for a short layover. As we are expected to arrive in Malacca at about 11 AM or so, this arrangement will allow them to spend some time at Mahkota Parade Shopping Centre or Dataran Pahlawan Mall before checking into the hotel later at 2 PM. These passengers will be picked up at Hatten Hotel again at about 1 PM, which is the scheduled departure time for the return service to Singapore. I thought that this arrangement is awesome and an excellent initiative by Miss Vina and Mr. Khoo. The coach that I am travelling in now is one of 3 Scania K410IB double-deckers operated by Luxury Coach Service. These 3 coaches are deployed on their scheduled daily services between Singapore and Malacca, as well as to Kuala Lumpur on weekends. If you remember, I mentioned that these coaches are unique. They are indeed, as these are not built on tri-axle chassis usually associated with double-decker coaches. These coaches are fitted with a neoplane Skyliner bodywork styling assembled by Johor-based Beck Automotive Engineering. The design also bore striking resemblance to Sunchao coaches, and it is said that the molds were acquired from Sunchao, which explains why they are almost identical. The double-deckers have a licensed capacity of 41 passengers seated on both decks. However, only 37 seats are designated for revenue service. The seats are arranged in the Super VIP 2+1 configuration. The upper deck seats 31 passengers, whereas the lower deck seats 9 passengers. Another unique feature of these coaches is the Vogel seats, which is rather uncommon these days. They can be reclined manually and are fitted with seat belts. Unfortunately, it is not equipped with USB ports. Another stark contrast is the lack of personal entertainment systems, which were fitted on the previous generation of double-decker coaches operated by Luxury. There are also no toilets on board these coaches. Meals are not provided, but each passenger will receive a complimentary bottled water. Be reminded though, that consumption of flavoured drinks such as tea, coffee or sodas are not allowed on board these buses. The bus had just left the Plus Highway and passed through Jasin Toll Plaza. It is now 9:52 am and we can expect to reach Hatten Hotel in about half an hour's time. Looks like the Jasin exit have become a de facto route of sort for Singapore tour buses to and from Malacca. This route will take you through the vast palm oil plantations which can be found along both sides of the road. We are now travelling along Lebuh AMJ, which stretches in a north-south direction from Alo Gajah in the north to Sungai Rambai in the south, near the border with Muar, Johor. It's now 10:38 am and we are now at Hatten Hotel, the terminating point in Malacca. I have about slightly more than 2 hours before the trip back to Singapore later. Gonna grab a bite and I see you in part 2 in just a bit. Hi again, it's about 12:50 pm now, just 10 minutes away from the departure time for my trip back to Singapore. I'm at Hatten Hotel, which is more than familiar with visitors from Singapore. This coach terminal mainly serves buses to and from Singapore, as well as a daily morning service to Genting Highlands operated by 707 Inc. Even then, it is not a designated interstate coach terminal, so you will not see other express coach operators at this terminal with services to other points in Malaysia. For that, you will have to go to Malacca Central. The bus will make a brief stop at DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel to drop off and pick up some passengers. It will then head straight back to Singapore. In Malacca, passengers can also choose to board the coach at Casa del Rio Hotel. The complete schedule is as follows: Casa del Rio Hotel 1:15 p.m, Hatten Hotel 1:30 p.m, and DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel 1:45 p.m. One-way ticket for both adults and children starts at 30 Singapore dollars or 105 Malaysia ringgit and can be booked online via Bus Online Ticket, EasyBook and RateBus ticketing platforms. Do note though that the schedules may be changed for operational reasons, and this will be relayed to the passengers via SMS or WhatsApp by the tour guide on duty for the day. So remember to keep your phones switched on and ensure that your roaming service is active. The bus may also use the Jasin toll to get to the Plus Highway, just like today. Another interesting arrangement on this luxury coach service from Malacca is that it will not make any stop at Ming Ang in Yong Ping. Instead, it will stop at the Yong Ping lay-by for a short 10 to 15 minutes toilet break. After about an hour and 40 minutes since we left Hatten Hotel, we have reached the Yong Ping lay-by for a short toilet break. There are several F&B vendors here where you can get to quench your thirst or fix that hunger pangs. This lay-by was recently upgraded, so you'll find that the toilet facilities here are better than the old one. Upgrading works are also underway at the other lay-bys along the highway. It's about 2:52 PM now, and off we go for the final stretch of the journey to the Malaysia border checkpoint. We spent about 10 minutes at the lay-by and everyone got back in the bus as soon as they can. It should take about an hour or so for us to reach Sultan Abu Bakar complex for the immigration clearance. It's now about 4:06 p.m. and we will soon arrive at the Malaysia immigration checkpoint. You may leave your bags on board the bus, but remember to bring all the necessary documents for the clearance. We bid goodbye to Miss Vina here at the Sultan Abu Bakar complex, as she is not required to be on duty when in Singapore. Thank you, Miss Vina, for your interesting stories and insights that you have shared with us. Oh no! This long line of trucks heading to Tuas checkpoint can be a bad sign. Hopes of an early arrival in Singapore are dashed with the congestion at the truck arrival lane. It took 40 minutes for the bus to move about 200 meters. So here we are at Tuas checkpoint for the final immigration clearance. You must bring along all bags and belongings for customs clearance. We left Tuas checkpoint at about 5:20 p.m. just now. Again, Mr. Khoo has kindly allowed me to sit at the driver's cabin for this leg. First stop, Choa MRT station, and then on to CompassOne-Sengkang. Here we are at Choa MRT station. The coach will pick up and drop off passengers at the designated pickup point. And we have safely arrived at CompassOne-Sengkang at 6:38 p.m. I hope you have enjoyed this video trip report on board luxury coach service to and from Malacca. A very big thank you to Coach Captain Mr. Khoo and tour guide Miss Vina for making this journey enjoyable and comfortable. Make it a point to always say thank you to them, alright? Thank you very much for watching and your kind words. Appreciate all the support given, and I'm grateful that many found the videos that I made help in planning your journey. Thank you all so much. I'm Ishak signing off for Jom Naik Bus, and I'll see you in the next trip report. Bye!